Now let's go to the US, where the impeachment farce continues. But I wonder, did the Democrats' Adam Schiff give the game away? Have a look at this.
The president's misconduct cannot be decided at the ballot box, for we cannot be assured that the vote will be fairly won.
Oh, Jack, can't be decided at the ballot box. I mean, the man is essentially being impeached for winning the 2016 election. And they just don't want the American public to determine who their president is, because all indicators are that Trump is going to be re-elected this year, and probably re-elected in even stronger numbers than he won in 2016.
Well, and these are also the primary criticisms that were delivered against Donald Trump's supporters in the lead up to the 2016 election. You know, the Democrats and the Hillary Clinton supporters were going around saying, well, they're never going to accept the result. There was a big fear that they were going to, you know, embark upon some pseudo-civil war over it. And now you've got the Democrats saying, we don't want you to have a vote anymore. So look, let's just look at Adam Schiff's history of the way that he summarises things. This is the man who told everybody, who told Congress that he and only he had secret information linking Donald Trump to the Russian collusion hoax. And then when he was finally asked, he was unable to provide that information. That then, you know, it morphed very slowly and subtly into the Ukraine hoax, which is obviously been a little bit of a farce, and that's playing out now. It's just been partisan, yes, on both sides, but, you know, the Democrats kicked it off, so they get what they deserve. This is not a man that you really want to be dictating who and can and cannot vote. This is a man who is completely partisan, who needs to take a step back, and honestly, he's handing the re-election back to Donald Trump because his polls are looking good and voters have simply had enough.
Well, he's getting a very nice run, Schiff, from the bulk of the mainstream media, Daisy. But Jack is right. The polling is showing that this entire impeachment strategy has been a massive own goal for the Democrats.
Oh, well, of course it have. I mean, America is a country with so many problems, Rita. It has so many problems. And to think that this amount of time and money is being spent and wasted by Democrats who claim to be the party who long to help the little people on something that is ultimately a farce and immaterial is just outrageous. And the thing about what Adam Schiff was saying, I mean, we can laugh at it because it is ironic and it's quite funny, but it is quite insidious, because what he's effectively saying is, well, the peasants aren't smart enough to know which way they vote. And also, he's dissed the judiciary as well by saying they don't want to wait for the courts to sort a lot of this stuff out. Because the way the American system works, I'll try to be brief here, it's different from the Australian system in the fact that they have the sort of separation of powers initiative. So you've got the executive branch, which is the president and his people, you've got the Senate, and then you've got Congress, which is the House. And the executive branch is not beholden to the legislature. So if the House, if Congress says to the executive branch, hey, we want to subpoena some information from you, the executive can exercise what they call executive privilege, which is essentially to say, well, sod off, we're not going to give you anything because we don't think it's a good use of time, which is what Obama's done it, Bush did it, Clinton did it, and Donald Trump has already done it with this whole kind of circus. The process then is that the subpoenas go through the courts to determine whether or not they tick all the boxes and whether or not the executive branch has to. That's the proper process. Schiff has ditched all of that. The Democrats have spat on that process by effectively saying, we know best, we know that he needs to be got rid of. And the thing is, Rita, that's why this whole obstruction thing as a term of impeachment is so ridiculous, because let's be real, why the hell should Donald Trump cooperate with the Democrats in Congress? Why should he give them any kind of document when they've been very clear from the get-go that they want to impeach him for anything that they can? There was the Steele dossier, there was the Russian collusion thing, there's this ridiculous interpretation of this Ukraine phone call. Why on earth should he cooperate with them? And now Schiff is going on his sort of little quietly authoritarian tangent. Yes, I'm quite riled up about it.
You are. God forbid if you were giving us the long answer there, because that was Daisy being very brief. But no, I enjoyed that because a lot of people aren't familiar with the US system. So thank you for